Fun thing about this question from Herd Fan. We're going to get into what we're doing tonight, by the way. But that question from Herd Fan about using different playbooks. I talked about it a little bit ago. We are going to be using a custom playbook when I'm finished with it. I'm working on it right now. It's not done. And for those of you who want to know why it's not done, that's because playbooks are very, very thorough. I'm going to go with the term thorough. When you go to all plays, you have all of these base formations, but then a lot of them have their own sets, including all of these different sets for shotgun. That's just shotgun, right? So it's going to take me a while to kind of go through and figure out exactly what I want to do. But much like we did in 14, I am going to do a custom playbook. I just don't necessarily want to do it on stream because it's going to take up like 2 hours minimum. I've started the process, though, so sooner rather than later, we will have a custom playbook. We are bringing back the monster formation. You knew that we had to. That'll be fun. That'll be fun to go through and set all that up. But I figured I'd spare you guys from an entire stream of setting up a custom playbook. Mr. Webster, good to see you, by the way. Hope you're well. But since that was mentioned, I actually did decide to change the team from a power spread formation to the spread option. And there is a reason for that. Based off the success of last season, there's a certain key word. Tell me if you can find the key sets of words as to why I switched to the spread option playbook based on how last season went. Go ahead and feel free. So we have switched at least offensive playbooks this season from the power spread to spread option for that reason, at least until the custom playbook's done. And we're still going to have a ton of RPOs in the custom playbook. Don't worry. So that's the play there. Is there an easy way to set up the stars for downs so it works for coach suggestion? Even I haven't tried yet. And the monster formation, by the way, since somebody asked about it, it's under shotgun. For those who do not who do not know or did not watch a lot of the NCAA 14 content that we put out, for those who don't know what the monster formation is and why it's my favorite formation, allow me to tell you. So obviously, right, like Maryland very, very goal line centric, right? Obviously, you have goal line offense for that too. But one of the more interesting ways to approach a play from the goal line is to use the monster that looks like this. It's my favorite formation in any of these games because it's ridiculous. Was that the custom playbook for Wyoming? Yes. So again, absolutely setting up a custom playbook so that we can utilize this lovely, lovely formation again because I adore it, especially the zone alert RPO. Oh, good times. Good times. But again, it's going to take a long time, couple hours at least. I don't want to do it on stream, but we'll have it set up probably by the end of the week. And we'll be able to make the most of it, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, with the running backs that we've been bringing in, I want to get some Wildcat setups in there, especially now that we've moved a quarterback to running back. So there is a lot to do, I would say, is the best way to phrase it. There's a whole lot to do with this team. But again, heading into this new season, we are set up and ready to go. Again, we decided the custom schedule last night. We are an 84 overall team that is desperate for promotion, but we have some tough games on the calendar this year, especially towards the end. Syracuse, K-State, Louisville, 3 out of our last 4 opponents. I don't know if we're going to get promoted this year. There's all the pressure in the world to get promoted. Yeah, I can make the playbook available for people to download. I mean, obviously it's going to be very much based on my play style, but yeah, I have no problem uploading it afterwards so people can download it. The recruiting board is set up as well, and again, for the first time, we are going to swing for the 5 stars and the 4 stars right out of the gates, which is going to be interesting to see if we can actually make up any ground here. But we've brought in so many recruits over the last couple of years that it is worth going for the best of the best. So that's the approach there. In terms of the team, allow me to go over the team this year. We did go through the red shirts as well. At quarterback this year, we have Brett Cole. We have decided that I'm pretty much only going to rename true freshman. That way, Brett Cole doesn't get the honor of having a fun name because he didn't come here in the first place like he should have. But at quarterback this year, we'll have Brett Cole. Behind him, picks aplenty. Bill Brasky. Bryce Frost is back as the backup, and then Beth Amphetamine is here as well. Obviously, we're redshirting the three that we can. Again, picks aplenty is the big-time quarterback to focus on with that star dev after next season. But when it comes to the red shirts, we are going to kind of play it by ear. If someone looks like they might transfer out because of lack of playing time, we'll take the red shirt off of them and get them in there. Running backs, the former quarterback, Aegon Targaryen III, Tavian Grant, Lane Schilling, and the new Booby Boosh. Oh no, don't ask me why chat names players what they name them, but old Booby Boosh. Was I in Mill's channels there? I was watching Mill's stream for a good amount of time today. At fullback, we have Ron Mexico. Our wideouts this year, Trayan Bell, Javon Moore, Ryan the Riatario, LJ Young Jr.'s back, of course. Colt Simon, who was at running back, moved him to wideout. He lost his physical ability because of that, but it is what it is. Bingus Piss Missile, Armand Allgaier, Vito Power, Michael Shitman, and Ron to the ball. Oh, Ron to the ball. Cynical, I'll show you the coaching tree in a minute. At tight end, Igats Noname, as I call him. Communications major, Maverick Bentley and Miles Springer. The O-line, which is stacked, by the way, Damian Green, Grant Huff, and Make It to go. Our left guards, Aiden Kramer, Elijah Greenwood Jr., Hugo Ogopogo, Oliver Terry, Cornelius Flakes, and Manziel's Waterboy. Our centers, Tariq Williams, John Biovi, Dion Marcock, and Cooper Young. At right guard, Isaiah Crowder, Cowbell Solo, Brian Vega, Tuca, not Tuca, and Bocce Ball. Forgot someone named their character Bocce Ball. Oh, chat, you're so funny. At right tackle, Andrew Spanway, Jermaine Houston, and for the third goddamn time, it'll work out eventually. Say hello to Jerry Donuts. Defensively, going to try to risk redshirting the 86 overall defensive end TBTT, who was supposed to be redshirt last year, but we needed him to play due to injury. It's a massive risk to redshirt him, but if we're successful, we'll get 2 years of him at a 90+ overall. It's worth the risk. We also have Old Tweet Got Me Canceled. At right end, Asher Varner, John Decker IV, and Maul Walker, Texas Ranger. Defensive tackles, Stephen Green, DJ Dean, and David Anderson. With crippling gambling addiction, Babaka. Buy me a new charger, and Papa Gammer. Of course. Patty Cakes, what's going on, by the way? Eames as well. At linebacker, James Couch Smith, Turning the Frogs Gay, Kuda Cog Hog, and Toogie is a shill. It's true. It is true. Middle linebackers, Christian Allegro, Marquez Cardi, and Kingsley Reese. All of them are seniors. That's a bit scary. On the right side, Mother My Jalen Hurts, and Draymond Gates. Your corners, DeMarvin Holland, 69 Me Don, another risky red shirt. Guy Bean Dudes, Chris Ellinger, Paul Correa, Madagascar 2 on PS2, Darkwing Duck, Red Shirt, Me Daddy, and Putty McDriverson. That's hilarious, I know. At safety, Ben Laney, Michael Roderick Jr., and LeBron Flag Bearer. The other side is Dakota Mills, Taufik Bayard, I never remember, Bayard, and White Ford Bronco. Your kicker, George Lincoln III, with Coco for Cocoa Puffs as a red shirt. The punter is Control-Alt-Delete with Tory Butt. Chad elected to keep Tory Butt as a name. So like I said, some potentially risky red shirts. But I don't want to be good for just this year. I want to try and extend this run and not only get us one promotion, but hopefully a couple of them. So, we'll see what happens. We will see, we will see. As we get locked out for Frederick McGregor already. So we hit the bye week. Before we get back to our business, let's take a look at the preseason top 25. EA serious about the copyright stuff. I tried to make a Slytherin house themed team and it didn't work. Damn. With the red shirts, is it smart to redshirt a guy with good dev if he's not going to be a starter? He can still develop even if he doesn't play. I have yet to see a dev pattern change. Doesn't mean they can't. Shout out to the defending national champions, Pittsburgh Panthers, by the way. They can still develop though with that extra, you know, the less amount of XP to go to the next overall. Even though they're sitting out. Prophecy. Good to see you, by the way. I am doing well. Hopefully you can say the same. Not the Mississippi State. Western Kentucky's ranked. If some 78 overall teams can make it, there's no reason we can't. Who are the preseason Heisman favorites? Micah Hudson, Xavier Jordan, Dylan Raiola, TJ Moore, and Ryan Wingo. Only one junior of the bunch. I'm interested in doing relegation. Do you just promote teams in each division at best and worst record? So again, we start off by setting people up highest overalls in the most prestigious conferences, lowest overalls at the bottom. Every year, the conference championship winner is the one that gets promoted. The team with the worst conference record gets relegated. Got to work in a couple of tiebreakers sometimes, but yeah. So it pretty much just comes down to best versus worst. Oh, what schedule would U of M and MS... Wait, what schedule would have U of M and MSU week 1? Crazy. One where our conference, our custom conferences look like this. This reality. In the world of super conferences, this reality would be the one. So, that would be it. All right, I think we are good to focus on our recruitment. All right, did we make up ground for any of these guys? Tyler Carmen, no. Oh, man. Did we make up ground for any of these guys? Oh, man. Punk, no worries, but yeah, we have a promotion relegation system here, so... Conferences are drastically different. We are not on the board for any of these guys out of the gates. We were already locked out from McGregor. I mean, again, we did say we were going to aim high this year. We're a 9th for Junior Singh, who I didn't even get to give a scholarship to yet. It looks like Junior is the only one that has any interest in us whatsoever, at least so far. Okay. That's all right. I mean, again, now we have 450 points a week now, which is great. We can put up a bit of a fight. If I'm not mistaken, we were on 4 stars looking to see who happened to be 5 stars. And trying to take it from there. Let's see. Greg Tolbert's there. Ramon Muhammad. I don't remember if I looked at everybody that had interest in us. Because Roger Hurt's there in 10th. Did I scout Roger Hurt yet? I don't know if I did. I'm going to add him to the board really quickly. Admittedly, I don't perfectly remember how I set this up last night, aside from the fact that I knew we were aiming high for quite a few guys. So Moncrief, Rayshawn Keene. Monkey, what's going on? An erect monkey. Back again. You know, it's been more than 4 hours, is my guess. So we got Loomis, Caps, Michelle. None of these guys are interested. I accidentally had someone who wasn't interested before. I don't think we did. It's possible for a 5-star gem. I don't know because I haven't been able to scout enough 5 stars. I feel like there would it would be a bit redundant, right? We got Junior Singh on the board. Apparently it is possible. There you go. Okay. There's nobody else I can add to the board here then. Out of 4-star prospects that have interest. But we can start going by pipeline. And again, I do still want to scout out some of the 4 stars with a 2-star pipeline rating, just to see if there's anybody else we can get. Again, we are aiming for the best of the best for the first time. I mean, if we end up with none of them, so be it. Even if we end up with one of them and then have to rely on some late recruits, I think that's fine too. So, all right, so on the board then, Tyler Carmen. Let's at least get the bare minimum 10 points I normally put on the players with you. We did scout Roger Hurt. What about Greg Tolbert? Tolbert, are you as good as advertised? Yes, you are. Okay, so we do have a 4-star gem there in Tolbert. All these guys are gems so far. All right, let's get a scholarship on the Tolbert. Scholarship on the Roger Hurt. Okay, I think I know how I want to set this up. So Carmen's a 5-star. If anyone's a 5-star, we're going to put 10 points on them to start. If someone's a 4-star gem, they'll get the 10 points. But otherwise, if they're just an outright 4-star, we're only going to put the 5 points on them for now, since we're trying to balance so much in terms of trying to be competitive for people. Shout out to Boxy for the 4 months, by the way. Boxy, thank you for that. Welcome back, welcome back. See Muhammad, scholarship, social media. Not having overalls visible has fucked with me hard. That's fair, yeah. Definitely takes a bit to get used to. You got to kind of decide what you want to look out for, you know? Okay, so we already have that guy scouted. We know he's a legitimate 5-star. Those points onto him. Oscar Westbrooks. We already have you scouted. You're a legitimate 5-star. 10 points to you. Camp. Same thing. Dawkins. Same thing. Let's see. Taj Moncrief. Just a 4-star. Give him a scholarship, though, and 5 points. Keen is a bust, I think. The hell does that mean? Normally it's just a red diamond, isn't it? Did they change what the bust logo looks like? Part of the update. Okay, well that caught me off guard then. They changed it in the patch. Okay, well that means he's probably more of a 3-star, so I'm going to take him out. Apparently people were complaining. No idea who. Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with the previous icon, but all right. We're going to get Rayshawn Keane out of there, which is a shame. We were going to be able to put up a good fight for him. And then Ogletree is a 4-star, so 5 points for you. At guard, we were still looking at Berkavici, who was a 4-star. What a weird thing to complain about. The red blended in if your team banner was red. Ah, okay. Okay, that I understand then. That's fine. Weird, though. Even at Ball State, I didn't think that was a problem for me. But, hey, you know, if it bothered some people, that's fine. It's just a slight indicator change. It doesn't bother me. I was just caught off guard. Hadn't seen it yet. Brian Puente is also a 4-star. 5 points on you. Dennis Brink as a center. Legitimate 4-star. Okay. God, the hours go so fast. When you're playing and a player is injured, you can do medical stuff on him, like taking up bruised ribs to get him back in the game. The guy you rated on. Really? Interesting. I actually didn't know that either. It's funny that this game's been out for over a week now, and people are still finding out new stuff about it, which doesn't sound like much, but it's an EA game, so it's a pleasant surprise. You get what I'm saying? All right, let's see. Jimmy Geffels, get your scholarship offer in there. 5 points. David Verrett. Legitimate 5-star. Those 10 points onto you. AJ Hargrave. Now, again, the vast majority of the players on our list right now, they're not going to be here long term. That's just a fact. Thoughts on pizza Pringles? Don't think I've ever had them. I'm not a Pringles guy. Scholarship on our web for now. Okay. So that's all we can do for week number 1, but that's okay. It was asked about what my coach tree looks like right now, which again, we spec'd heavily into Recruiter. We have the top tier all unlocked, 4 out of 4 for every single option. You can do medical stuff too. I'm not sure why this is funny. It's a funny way to phrase it. From there, we're speccing into Tactician and focusing here for now, prioritizing blocking boosts though, for sure. Very, very important. Very, very important. So that's the direction that we've gone so far. Let's see then. Week number 1. We'll see how many of those frickin' prospects we get locked out for, by the way. I'm sure it's going to be plenty. Yep. Say goodbye to most of the list. All right. Well, we tried, and that's okay. But most of the list is gone. It does open up space for other options, which is fine. I mean, again, our recruitment classes lately have been great, so I'm not worried. Are we able to upgrade our recruitment hours just by higher prestige? There wasn't anything on the skill tree I unlocked to get more hours. At least not yet. Oh my god, how many dudes am I taking off this list? That's why you send the house Dotch. I didn't have time, brother. I didn't have time. We still have 20 people on the list. Alright, although we are about to add more. So we ended on guards. And let's just take a look here. We got all the 2-stars. Focus on less. I disagree. I disagree. How many hours have I put on this? I mean, I could literally check it in a minute. I want quality. I'm getting quality. We have an 84 overall team. We have quality already. I'm going for fucking super quality. On a team in the worst conference. Like I said, I don't even care if I get 2 of these guys. That's still a success. How many of these guys do you think I'm going to be able to send the house on and get them? Like, you know, we're going to miss out on people. It's okay. It's all right. I mean, we're in first for Roger Hurt. There you go. All right, let's see. Where did we leave off? Did we scout out Brink? What was the record last year? What was it, 9 wins last year? With the bowl game? So we got the 5 points on Brink. That's good. Serge Chosen is a bust. Okay, we'll get him out of there. Defensive end, Isaiah Saylor is a gem. We got the 10 points on him already, which is good. Jimmy Giffels. We're in first for him. Not bad. Verrett, we're into his top 8. Very nice. Connor Webb, we still got to scout you out. He's also a bust. All right, we'll get him out of there. Find out last minute recruiting can be sneaky good. It can be. Definitely can be. We benefited big time from it last season. Davida Moe is a 4-star. Okay, offer scholarship. On those 5 points, at least to start. What bowl game did we win? The Duke's Mayo Bowl over Central Florida. Darkwa, get the 5 points onto you. Johnny McCormick is a gem. Beautiful. Scholarship for you, Mr. McCormack. Cadron? All I know is your name is Sandland, which is awesome. Let's see. Brett Calloway. 4-star. Okay. 5 points. The name vault's crazy. It's awesome. Why is marching band music so popular in college football? Because most colleges have music programs, and that's where people play most of the time. Frank Mamula is a bust. Or like Frank No Mula. Am I right? Get out of here. No kicker, no punter. Okay, so we're down to 18 players that we're not out for yet, which is nice. No one's ready for a visit. Okay. So what we'll be able to do... Go for the guys that we're not really in for, or the guys that we are. Let's go for the guys that we are. So this defensive tackle, David Verrett. We have the highest interest level on him out of all the 5 stars. So we are going to send the house and put a lot of points on him. And then the athlete, Austin Harms, apparently is someone else that we have a decent amount of progress on. And we'll bump up the points for him. Try and get into the conversation. So there we go. Keeping that balance. 18 targets left. And again, we still have 1-star pipeline guys for the 4 stars we could go for. That's not bad. So we start off Season 4 taking on Sam Houston, who we have lost to in the past. Georgia Tech beat Georgia. 38-13 in overtime. Somehow I don't believe that went to overtime. Call it a hunch. I don't think that went to overtime. The math isn't checking out. Let's kick off a brand new season. 84 overall, TOUGLANE against 74 rated Sam Houston. This is a must-win game. Like, there is no conversation to be had. We need to win this game. We cannot lose this to kick off Season 4. We have to win. If we are going to lose, it cannot be against a team this lowly at this stage. Like, we need to get promotion this year. This has to be a win. Meow, says the Bearcat. Meow.
We've got a sensational matchup for you. Fans have been filing in and getting ready for this game.
We have legitimate pressure on us for the very first time. Have you seen any other small teams climb? I mean, we haven't climbed anywhere. We're still in the basement. But yeah, I mean, there have obviously been teams that have been promoted. El Paso got promoted, so. We kicked off last season as we have Colt Simon on returns. We kicked off last season with a touchdown on the opening kick return. We're not going to be able to do it this time. All right. Again, we balance simming and playing, so we are going to get some simming in here. And hopefully the boys can win this game on their own. I mean, if it was up to me, I would not play somebody like Sam Houston this year. They should just be able to do it on their own, I'd like to think. It's Heisman. I think we're still on All-American. I put it on Heisman, it dropped to All-American, so I'm like, whatever, we'll just leave it there. All right, still up 7-0 here. Not bad. Let's go to halftime. Also, their logo with the Mac looks pretty good. 14-0. 21-0 at halftime. Let's go, boys. That's what I'm talking about. That is exactly the start to the year that we needed. 21-7. 28-7 heading into the 4th. We could be kicking off Season 4 in a certain way. 28-14. That is it. You know what that means.
No touching! No touching!
What a way to start Season 4. 31-14, the final score as the boys of TOUGLANE no touch Sam Houston, and what a debut for the transfer Brett Cole. 94% completion percentage with 4 touchdowns. A phenomenal start to this season. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. They actually had more offense than we did, but clearly we were more efficient. 16 of 17, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks for Brett Cole. What a debut. You don't get a cool name. You don't get a cool name because you didn't come here in the first place, but we want to get promoted bad enough that we're going to play you. See, rushing-wise, Targaryen and Cole both had a fair amount of carries. Cole had 2 touchdowns. Definitely not the most amount of yardage on the ground. And then receiving-wise, 2 touchdowns for Javon Moore. Big game. Big-time game for Javon Moore. Very nice. Is it possible to watch the AI playing games like this? Yes. Yeah. I'm not sure if you can set it to, like, in the middle at the matchup screen, but you can change the sim speed on Super Sim to slow, and then just hit sim to end the game, and you can watch the whole game. Or however long you want to watch. So that is a phenomenal way to start off the new year. Probably going to get more bad news recruitment-wise. We did. We're in first, though, for David Verrett. A couple of the 4-stars locked us out. Stadium atmosphere is up. No risk of transfer because of lack of playing time or anything yet. That is amazing news. We need to keep seeing that. We head to Wyoming next. We're Laramie bound, one of the few teams to beat us last year. That's going to be an interesting game, but we have more recruiting to get to before then. We'll take out the guys that have locked us out. We're down to 16 super high-end targets. Still tremendous news. Absolutely tremendous. No one's ready for a visit yet. In terms of interest, Verrett. Damn, he's looking good. I think what I want to do right out of the gates. We're going to bump everybody up to 10 points. Maybe. I got to decide how I want to do this. I could bump everybody up to 10 points. Or I could just leave them on the 5 to 10. I mean, we have interest level for all of these guys inside our top 15. If I get rid of these bottom options here that have no interest in us right now, we can prioritize the guys that do have some interest in us. That's what we're going to do. So Johnny McCormick, you're off the list. Adrian Sandland, Brett Calloway, Dennis Brink, and Jaleel Ogletree. And that leaves us with 11 targets. All of an incredibly high quality that we can now put even more points onto every single week. So we're going to bump everybody up to 25. Those with no interest could develop interest or lock us out. Yes. So obviously I'm hedging my bets and focusing on the guys that have some interest in us. Instead of trying to work our way up for those other guys, like let's just focus on the 11 that we do have. Again, if we land one of these guys, I'm happy. Imagine if we land more than one. When all of these guys are essentially 5-star players. They're either outright 5 stars, or they're a 4-star gem. So Austin Harms will take some points off of you since you're not in last anymore. 25 on. No one's going to be ready for a sway or anything like that yet. 25 points for you. And instead, I'm going to change up my strategy this year. Instead of focusing on the guys at the bottom and trying to make them more interested, the leftover points are going to go to the guys at the top. Verrett's keeping that 75. Steven Lambeau is about to get maxed out on points. I want to seal the deal for these players. Instead of trying to get everybody, let's focus on the guys that might want to be here. Because again, we need to secure them before one of the big schools come in. One of those big schools come in with an offer, we're dead in the water pretty much immediately. With the pipeline rating that they have, with the sway that they have, the second they're interested, I'm dead. So we have to go all in to try to get these guys immediately. So Isaiah Saylor, you also had to cut like 30 players last year. Correct. That's exactly why I'm not worried about getting up to like 25 people or so. We can just go with the best available and still be able to field a team next year, no problem. Oh, we'll get Hurts up to 65 points. And again, I don't care if it's multiple running backs, multiple wideouts. Don't care. Just get whoever you can of that high caliber. So, that is the tactic this year. Wyoming is next. Another road game to start the year. Wow, good for the Cowboys, man. Up to an 81 overall. Good for them. Gotta put them in the piss, boys. Gotta put them in the piss, boys. We might have to go back to Wyoming, man. I miss them. I miss them. We'll wear our dark blue. We'll do a color rush game. This is actually a tougher game than I suspected. I didn't realize they were going to be this solid. So, Ollie, what's up, by the way? All right.
Welcome to Laramie,
Shoulder details. I know.
One of the highest elevations you will find in all of college football. And
Let's do it.
home to the Wyoming Cowboys.
Wyoming run will last until 26, probably.
What an exciting matchup we have in store for you this afternoon, built around the pageantry tradition.
Good old Laramie, Wyoming.
College football great.
Beautiful. All right, boys. We will take that opening kickoff.
The Cowboys will put
Why not? Even if it eliminates a no touching. Well, guess what? The no touching's intact. Very much a unreturnable kick.
And here he is, one of the best receivers in the game.
All right, boys. I'm trusting you. You got the no touching win in game number 1. What can you do in game 2? 10-0 early. 17-0 at the... See, this is why I'm not afraid to sim. Because sometimes it confirms that your team is as good as they look. 17-0 at the end of the first. 24-0. 27-0 at halftime. Dude, the games later on this year against the best of the best on our schedule are going to be so stressful. 27-0 over Wyoming on the road at halftime. 27-7. 27-10. All right, 10 unanswered for the Cowboys. They're not done yet. They're not done yet. It's now a 10-point deficit for the Cowboys. We're forced to punt. The lead is down to 7. We're forced to punt again. So are Wyoming. 3:33 to go. We're forced to punt one more time. The Wyoming Cowboys have come back from 27-0 to tie the game with 93 seconds left. We have 93 seconds to win this in regulation and avoid disaster. Okay.
Got it. On the move, it's Cole. Setting up the screen. Not able to break the
Up a 7. Hey man, comebacks happen. I'm not mad about it.
I think in this situation, 2 minutes.
Gonna win this bad boy.
You gotta be thrown to the sticks every time. I don't know if he's short completion.
You're gonna win this bad boy.
Not gonna have enough time.
We got all 3 timeouts.
From a play calling standpoint, you want to think about being a little bit more aggressive.
Quick release.
That first down, get out of bounds. Perfect play.
But he's got enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Ooh, Simon will have breakaway speed if they leave him open.
Quickly
Simon! Can't juke him out. Great job by the safety. Great job by the safety. I could have gotten out of bounds to fully stop the clock. We went for broke. It's okay. We still have the timeouts, but dude, if Colt Simon is the one on these plays, he's so fast. Again, he was the running back for UCF who almost single-handedly destroyed us in our bowl game last year. And we were able to get him in the transfer portal. Again, we are not afraid to run RPOs as our primary offensive function.
Which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Back to Simon, step out of bounds. Just inch our way downfield. We only need a field goal to win it.
He's just winning that matchup.
Inch our way down. If they're going to keep playing zone, we're going to rip them apart.
It's an easier throw. We can run in, we can run out, and really take.
Unfortunately, our running back got stuck. Tried to switch lanes and it bounced me off that dude's back. They did switch out to cover that time.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, they give up the run, they get a short little gain, no harm, no foul.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's Simon.
Simon's short, and Wyoming calls the timeout. You know we got to go for it. We're not going to hit a 51-yarder.
They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page.
You know we got to go for it.
Tie game here late, and they do not want to give up this football. They'll go for it on 4th down. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it.
Intercepted.
This will be picked off. A costly turnover in a tie game.
Our tight end couldn't shake him.
Boy, did he give his offense an opportunity.
Wyoming have 36 seconds. I trusted him to shake him, and that guy didn't fall for it at all. The problem is I didn't have room to take off. I was looking at this gap to the left. I don't think we would have been able to get around that dude who just broke free of the center. Yeah, he would have taken us out if we tried to run. Okay, well, let's hope we don't blow this. I mean, they already have. They blew a fucking 27-point lead. We shouldn't have been in the situation to have to try to come back and save the day.
They're going to open this drive with a pass. Got his man downfield. The offense will quickly use.
Hey, we can't play man coverage.
I love that play call. Quarterbacks are always licking their chops after their defense gets a takeaway because they know now, hey, I got a sudden change situation. I've got a chance to take a shot and pad my stats.
And a little too much adrenaline on that throw never gave his receiver a chance. Wonder if they'll throw it again after the incompletion. 2nd and 10 from the 40.
Can do here.
Passing situation, what do I want to do? I want to bring more guys that can cover guys on the outside.
Oh, Allegro. Oh, my fucking God. And he fumbles it out of bounds, but they'll keep possession.
And you could just feel a collective sigh of relief when that ball rolled out of bounds.
If anybody to not get that tackle, I didn't think it wouldn't have Allegro complete it. And then we don't knock that out. There's a chance we're going to blow a 27-0 lead. They're going to go for the field goal now. Got to try to ice him. Will Wyoming make it 30 unanswered points? Yes, they will. 30 unanswered points for the Wyoming Cowboys.
It is a nerve-wracking feeling as a football player when the game comes down to your kicker. And he has to come through. And Palmer, he comes through with flying colors.
And you know in college football, no field goal is automatic. But there's no college kicker situation here. He drills that right through the uprights. And David, it looks like his...
We have 10 seconds with one timeout.
Got to move quick.
About that confirmation of a good team. Yeah.
Back to throw. It's Cole. He's going up top here late in the game. And it slips through his fingers. Incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. He's trying to get them set quickly.
Touchdown or bust.
Into field goal Now the quarterback changing the original play call. And back to the air on second down. A deep throw is
out of play. And that's the game. We just blew a 27-0 lead.
Just not your day. Things just didn't work, and that seemed to be the case here.
Yeah, they didn't get the W. They didn't do enough. But now you start to think about what could I have done differently? What do I need to become more offensively? Defensively, what can I morph into to make those extra plays, Jesse? That might be the difference in the next game that I play.
Yeah, David, they just need a little bit more. They need a little bit better effort next week. They're going to need better preparation this week in practice. There's no doubt this team has a lot of talent, but we just need a little bit more to ensure that this doesn't happen next week.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
Guys, I don't know why the alerts aren't working, by the way. I probably wouldn't have spent points on one if the first one didn't work, so that's your fault. Why'd you pass on 4th and 1? Because I knew if I went goal line, they were going to stack up. So I figured if we went with the spread, we have a fast quarterback and we'd be able to take off. However, as I was going to take off, our O-line crumbled. Hence why I was worried about going with like a goal line set and trying to sneak it. It just so happened our O-line crumbled and they had everybody perfectly covered for a pass. Not the best play call on my part. I'll fess up to that. However, and the team just fucking choked. Like, it never should have been in a situation for it to be like, hey, man, Duke, you really fucked up on 4th down there. Like, dude, they blew a 27-point lead after halftime. I don't know if we're going to be able to recover from that loss. Recruitment-wise, we look great, but we have to get out of the independent status this year. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. And losing to Wyoming like that... God.